Hello everyone, sending you so much love. In this episode, I'm mainly going to be talking about an upcoming offering that I'm going to have in collaboration with my brother Cam, featuring our brother from another mother, Matthew Hatch. It's on January 11th and January 12th weekend, and we've called it Release, Recalibrate, and Renew. We really sat with that theme, and it feels just so important during our current times of so much polarity and so much noisiness, but also even just the noisiness in places of privilege as well, like even just the distractedness from the Black Friday sales to getting ready for Christmas, and there can be this center of gravity awareness that can really convince us to keep buying, to keep shopping, that it's never enough. You got to keep going. And for so many, this combination of materialism and being very social, which is all can be done well. Materialism can be done well. Socializing can be done so beautifully. And even, drinking. Joe and I talk about it a bit, that even drinking can be done well. Sometimes it's referred to as enlightened drinking. So, but for so many of us, it gets too much. And by the time we get to New Year's, like the classic New Year's resolution and all of that, we can feel like we need a holiday from our holiday. So truly wishing you all a beautiful holiday season. And if you feel like this offering, Release, Recalibrate, and Renew, could support you, come along. We have put so much earnest intentionality into it to truly support people in renewing, recalibrating, releasing. So releasing that which we no longer need, releasing tension, releasing fears and doubts. Really tune into that in this moment. What can we release during this beautiful holiday period? And it is a potent time, isn't it? The combination of all the holidays around this time and then coming into the new year. It is a beautiful energy, and we can really bask in that consciously and have a great time and celebrate life. And then truly, rather than taking all these steps backward, which is super common over this time of year, of overeating, over-consuming, over-shopping, over we can do it more consciously. And if we happen to go overboard, this offering will support you as well, okay? Recalibrating, to recalibrate. So, yeah, for so many of us, our nervous system over the year of stressors and busyness, our nervous system gets overloaded. So this is a great opportunity to deeply recalibrate our nervous system, recalibrate our attention, and even opening our heart is a part of recalibrating, because so often we get thrown off our center. So we can recalibrate, tune into a quiet mind and an open heart, and then renew. So really, for optimum renewal, we need to release, we need to clear out all the noise, all the gunk, any residue and stagnation, inflammation, and then this recalibration. Then we're really set up for success to truly renew. Right? So feel into that, and it's going to be so fun and so deep. A lot of you come to our Quiet Mind Open Heart offerings, the 3-hour deep dive that pretty much always features Matthew Hatch. So that, if you're used to that, you can imagine that this weekend immersion will be that kind of, that multiplied, that times like 10, because we'll keep digging deeper and deeper, yeah? So rather than just having the 3 hours, which is great, it's great to have 3 hours to practice, but we'll have an opportunity to practice for 3 hours, have a little break, let it settle, let it assimilate, and then return for another big 3-hour deep dive. And then we'll do that again the following day. 3-hour deep dive, little break, and then another 3-hour deep dive, and then integrate. So a big part of, because we'll have time to have conversation, we'll have time to really assimilate and integrate. And we've also got these fresh, new ice baths. That'll be a part of it, optionally. If it's not your jam, I get it. I don't push it upon anyone. For some people, it's just not their thing, okay? But we will be incorporating a ceremonial breathwork, sound healing, and ice bath experience. So it's going to be rich. It's going to be so deeply rich, like a mini retreat. Hold on, just about to sneeze. Excuse me. No, it's gone. You know when it's like kind of humming away in the nose, building up. I think it's gone. Yeah, I've had this subtle kind of little hay fever type thing. I don't normally get hay fever, but I'm feeling something tickling away up there. So yeah, it's going to be very rich. I mean, for those of you that have experienced our winter retreats, of course, that's an even longer deep dive. So it's kind of like, you could think of it as being like in between Quiet Mind, Open Heart and our 4-day winter retreat. A nice 2-day deep dive with my brother Cam and Matthew Hatch. We just love collaborating like this, and to do it with the community. It just gets better and better. We've been doing these types of things since 2010. Yeah, so nearly 15 years of refining and deepening and expanding, and it's just such an honor to do it with my bros and with you all. And some of you have been a part of these since the very beginning, and we just keep going, we keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's what we do. Even if you've been to these things before, it's always subtly different, because we change, we evolve, we deepen, we open, and with that, and so do you all, with that the subtle differences of expression change, even just in regards to the subtle nuances of it being a different group creates a different vibe, a different energy. So this will be completely different to what we've done before, and we're excited. It's limited to just 20 people, and the early bird rate finishes at 6 p.m. this Thursday. That'll be Thursday, the 12th of December. I know, it's a big time of year, and what Joe and I have really tried to do over recent years is, rather than just buying more and more gifts for each other and the kids, you know, we still buy each other stuff, but we don't go overboard. And it's mainly about experiences. Yeah. So some of you have brought up, quite a few clients have brought up, like, this could be a great gift for someone, or to maybe do with your partner or your friend, yeah? Rather than needing to get the right material gift, maybe gift an experience. And that also goes with, I should mention, you're most welcome to purchase gift certificates for private sessions with me. People often do that, and again, I know it's sometimes an easier choice. It may seem like an easier choice just to give a gift certificate, but of course there are experiences that really can be meaningful, and that is worth noting for sure. Other things worth noting, my workshop coming up this Saturday, Cultivating Silent Intelligence. That sold out really quick, and there's quite a big wait list. So I do apologize if you've missed out on that, but it's really gotten a lot of interest. So I will do another one. But if you missed out on that, come to this. Release, recalibrate, and renew. So I think that's enough about that weekend immersion. If you've got any questions, do reach out, do ask whatever you want to, whatever you need to. The specific timeline of the weekend is all there, clear as daylight, so just read through the information, check it out, make sure you can come to each thing, because it's really a sequential build-up of digging deeper and deeper and deeper into a real crescendo of the finale and a big wrapping it up at the end. So you want to be there for it all, to gradually build up the energy and open our heart and burn away old stuff we no longer need, and then to really drop into the fruits of the practice. It's a great opportunity. January 11th, 12th, early bird finishes this Thursday, 6 p.m. Perth time. My registration details are live now for my India retreat happening next year. That's had a lot of interest as well. What do I want to say about it? I'm going to talk about it a little bit. It's been brewing up for years now. A similar brewing up that what catapulted me to take Soleil, my daughter, to India with me. Just this feeling in my gut, this feeling in my bones, and when I've brought that to the table in conversation with Jo, she's like, "You go for it. This is your thing. You're really feeling it." So she's like giving me my blessing, and the group the blessing to for me to just go and host the group. Already a really cool, beautiful group is coming together for it, and the location that I've picked is the ashram that I've been to many times, Anand Prakash, founded by Vishwaji. Beautiful yogi, family man, just a man with such integrity. And everyone I've brought there, including our retreat we did. So when Jo and I ran a retreat there, it was 2014 or 2015, nearly 10 years ago, wow. That group of people that came on that retreat, they're all still friends. So much beauty unfolded on that retreat, and they're all still friends, and friends with us as well. We catch up with them, and it really did form this real soul connection, family connection. It was a deep, deep retreat. It was so beautiful, and I want to do it again. That's what we're doing. So Anand Prakash in Rishikesh, it does feel like home away from home for me. So it is very familiar, very safe. I know the idea of India for some of you, for a lot of you, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and rightfully so. It's an intense place for sure. Culturally, radically different. So it can be really reassuring and comforting when someone that you feel safe with and trust is leading the retreat. So, of course, those of you coming would feel that trust and connection. Some of you are also inquiring into suggestions for before and after the retreat. So with the retreat being 8 days, you may want to embrace while you're there, while you've taken the pilgrimage all that way, to spend time there before and after. So feel free to email me and I'll suggest certain things. What you may want to do is just get to the ashram a few days earlier, which is what I'm going to do, and just drop in rather than just arriving day one of the retreat, which you can, but if you've got the option, it could be worth just coming a day or two or a few days earlier and really relax into the ashram and even familiarize with the area if you want. There are plenty of other options. Again, I'm totally happy to email you suggestions, but you may want to fly into Delhi, do the classic pilgrimages. Even Delhi is epic. You may want to do the Taj Mahal thing. I did that on my first couple trips to India. It's hectic, but it's worth it. It's beautiful. And then you can pilgrimage your way up the Ganges through Haridwar into Rishikesh. And then another suggestion, you are all most welcome. So after the retreat wraps up, I'm going to spend a few days going a bit further north to Neem Karoli Baba's ashram in Kenchi. You are most welcome to join me. It won't be part of the actual retreat, but as friends on the path, you are most welcome to join me for that leg of the trip. Okay, you can check out the details yourself. It is quite a journey from wherever you are in the world to Delhi, to Rishikesh, and then to pilgrimage further north. You know, it's a journey, but if you've got the capacity, the time, the energy, it's a great trip. It's a great way to explore the world, explore this rich domain of the birthplace of yoga, and it just inevitably is a transformative experience. It's like you can't help it. It's so rich, it's so deep. Oh, taking my daughter Soleil there just a couple months ago was a real dream come true, and it's taken my love for India to a whole nother level. So to share that with the community will be a dream come true. I would love to be your retreat leader, your host, in a place that I deeply care for. Oh, what else is happening? Oh my goodness. As we come towards the end of the year, Joe and I have nearly finished the renovations on our house. I sincerely apologize to my regulars. I've been all over the place the last few months since coming back from India. I think a combination of the integration process of being on retreat at the ashram in the Himalayas, which is kind of a realm beyond time and space. There seems to be, in those holy towns, less fixation on time. So whenever I'm there, I do drop into that kind of timeless realm. And then it's quite interesting dropping back into somewhere like Perth. So in my direct experience, dropping into Perth as a dad of 2 kids, as a husband, householder, and also deep in the thick of pretty intensive renovations, and also managing a full book of clients, like regular clients each day. I apologize because I was all over the place. To add to that, the man we hired to manage our renovations, he had a little health crisis, bless him. He's actually become a really good friend through this whole building process, and had a little health crisis, and which has required Joe and I to be really present at the house, which has been awesome. It's been a great learning curve. Joe has become a master builder through it all. But it has led me to being a little topsy-turvy with my regular clients and quite a few cancellations. So I sincerely apologize. It really does look like coming into the new year, things will stabilize and a bit more kind of normalized consistency with my planning, and our house studio will be available again to do my sessions out of our house, which I do love. That does make it way easier because all the yoga mats are there, all the props. But what I've been doing with my sessions lately, when our home studio is available, often we will incorporate quite a few different healing modalities into the one session. So the sound healing, the meditation, the yoga, for sure, conversation back and forth. But also we've got the cold plunge set up for those that are keen. It can be incredibly beneficial. We've got the red light unit, and also tea. I've really been enjoying deepening my tea practice. So for a lot of my sessions, we will begin with tea and conversation and just the medicine of good quality tea when done ceremoniously opens up a deeper intimacy of conversation, which then segues into a deeper potential focus for the practice. And then of course incorporating sometimes both, but either or, sometimes both cold plunge and the red light therapy with the sound healing, with the other practices. It's just become such a potent, comprehensive experience. So come New Year, I will be doing sessions out of our house again, which I'm really excited for. It's going to be refreshed. It's been interesting being, it feels like we've been traveling around Perth. I think we've been in 17 different temporary accommodations since our winter retreat in June. So we came back from the winter retreat, packed up all our stuff very quickly, moved out as they just gutted our living space, and we've been just from temporary accommodation to different temporary accommodation for the last few months, and we're just regrounding into our place now, and it feels really, really good. But it was a great practice as well, kind of being in the groundless realm. Yeah, we all talk about the importance of grounding, which is what I'm doing now. Feet on the earth, butt on the earth, hands on the earth in this beautiful location I'm at. But this whole chapter with the renovation, it's actually been very ungrounding. So it's a great practice of finding the groundlessness, this paradox of grounding when there's no ground to ground on, when it's all busy and groundless. Yeah? When you're so busy and it feels like there is no ground. Even in that moment, you can ground within your own body, which brings me back to these offerings. There's such a earnest focus on exactly that. It's becoming increasingly common for us just to be inundated with information, inundated with dopamine, like in a way that doesn't serve us. So the phone, for example, getting constant dopamine hits. So a big part of this upcoming workshop, Silent Intelligence, Cultivating Silent Intelligence, is to give ourselves a little dopamine fast. Same goes for the weekend immersion, release, recalibrate, and renew. A big part of that is to have a great opportunity, a great amount of time to kind of reset those dopamine receptors that for many of us, they're getting flooded with our technologies, with the Black Friday sales and all the shopping and all the noise and all the partying. Many of us are fried from that. So we can really renew, release, recalibrate all of that, which in turn helps us to tap into this inner resource, this inner joy. So it could be really worth like getting honest with any of those compulsive, addictive behaviors in your life. Yeah? And just calling it out, refreshing it, releasing it, recalibrating it, and make space for authentic renewal. Yeah? Everyone benefits from it. When we have cultivated that within, we're more of a joy to be around. We're more generous, we've got more energy to give, we've got more attention to give. Because many of us, we are in this attention and energy debt. We're not only running on empty, we're running on a deficit. Super common. So for me, I have gradually learned it the hard way, through chronic fatigue, through adrenal fatigue, through certain autoimmune conditions, and like the last episode I talked about my eye condition, Dygenson's keratitis, which is an autoimmune condition. I could be quite sensitive in my energy, my composition. That could be why. But I also think it is through being stubborn. I'm stubborn, like many of you, and have learnt slowly, still learning, to pay attention. Because with practice, we can release, recalibrate, and renew every day, throughout the day, truly. We can cultivate this within a few breaths. I'll try it right now. 12 conscious breaths. Slowly inhale, open the heart, refresh your consciousness, refresh your focus. And then on the exhale, release, recalibrate, renew. You do that for 12 breaths, it's huge. This weekend immersion, we got the opportunity to do that again and again and again and again, and keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. Because yes, the ultimate goal is to be able to do it wherever, whenever, but to acquire that skill, we got to practice. Not practicing is kind of like wishful thinking. Of like, a good analogy is like, say I wanted to get really good at the guitar, yeah? Really good at the guitar. To get good at the guitar, I got to practice every week, if possible, every day. And the more I practice, the better I'm going to get at it, the easier it's going to get. Then it becomes more second nature. Yeah? Very similar with these practices. Yes, we can acquire these skills, so we can do it anytime, anywhere. But similar to any craft, you got to put in the time to practice it first. What is it? The classic notion of 10,000 hours to master something? Yeah, about that. You know, how many hours have you put into this stuff? So this weekend immersion and all these workshops and retreats, it's not just to look at as a kind of checklist of, yep, done another 5 hours, yep, done another 100 hours. No. That'll drive us mad if that is our primary focus of just collecting. It's pretty common to collect more hours, collect more experiences. Yeah? We love to collect. This is not about collecting. It's about the raw, immediate experience, but also it does accumulate. As we keep doing this over the months, over the years, the experiences do have an impact. They do have an impact. Yeah, so like I was saying, I did divert, but so many of us not only are running on empty, but we're on a deficit. So I talk about it all the time, but it often rings true for people of the currency of our attention. And for many of us, we daily overspend. Yeah? So we go from, say our house life to working, yep, thinking, doing, talking, spending attention. All good. But now, in our downtime, many people aren't allowing themselves to release, renew, recalibrate. They may think they are, but for many, sitting around on the phone, scrolling, flicking, whatever, scrolling. It's been proven, that is undeniable, that just that action, we are spending our attention, metaphorically, energetically, kind of literally. It's like literal, because we look at all these social media companies, they literally profit from our attention. We're giving them our attention and they're profiting from it. The more time we can spend on their platform, the more they make, the more data they get, the more of our attention they get. So I really do feel, and it's evident in the community and myself, when we can be accountable with that, lovingly disciplined with it. Maybe it doesn't mean you got to go all the way back to a flip phone or a Nokia 3310, even though that is a pretty cool retro thing to do, but it does require discipline. So, say we're overspending and we're not giving ourselves time to release, renew, recalibrate, and then maybe that throws our sleep off. We're sleeping poor. And then maybe we're flooded with toxins, and many people are flooded, and they're not releasing, they're not cleansing. Yeah? This shit builds up. It really does build up, and we're a sick culture. It's not just America or Britain; it's Australia as well. I think maybe even Australia has taken over as one of the most unhealthy places. I could be wrong, but I do keep hearing that. And it's becoming normalized, and we're almost not even meant to talk about it. It can often be considered as body shaming or something like that. And yes, healthy stuff can be taken too far, into like eating disorders and being just paranoid, because in today's day and age, there's a lot to be paranoid about. So I'm not inviting that. Hell no. No. There's too many things to be paranoid about. Really, when we can keep our mind, body, heart, instrument tuned and just do little things to release, renew, recalibrate, we can just be informed and aware and make smart decisions and not need to be paranoid. Like right now, the phone I am recording this on is emitting EMFs, without a doubt. If I was paranoid about that, I wouldn't be using it. But it's a great tool. So grateful for the tool, but If I don't turn it off multiple times a day and just put it aside, I go mad. I go mad, just like anyone does. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that a bit. We'll have the opportunity to talk about that over this weekend immersion of ways we can refine that balance. And it is a balancing act. And then, like I talked about in my previous episode, there are some daily things that we can do to really upgrade our health, our mitochondrial health, our immune system. So starting with our attention, and that ripples into better sleep patterns, better mindfulness moments throughout the day. There's this kind of momentum, this ripple effect in which we really can live a rich and beautiful life. That's enough talking for now. We'll see if anything else comes into my sphere of consciousness in a moment, but I'd love for us just to stop now, whether you're driving or you can do this as you drive, just don't close your eyes. But if you do have the opportunity to sit, close your eyes for 12 conscious breaths, this could be a great time just to stop, okay? But you can stop as you're driving, just don't literally stop or don't close your eyes, but you can do these conscious breaths as you drive. And then maybe when you've got an opportunity to turn it off and actually close your eyes, do it then as well. Yeah? So as you inhale, can you envision and intend as you fill up with breath that you are drawing attention, prana, back into the core of your body, giving energy back to yourself. And then as you exhale, any tension, any pressure build up, any noise, play with your ability to dump off that pressure, dump off that noise, release with each breath out. So that's one breath. Inhale again, give a bit more back to yourself. It's like filling up with light. Hold it in, pay attention to the breath, pay attention to the body. Releasing as you exhale. And let's just keep going. Inhale, fill up with breath, energize, open, refresh your attention, refresh your energy as you breathe in and as you hold it in. And then a big release as you exhale. Now give it a go to hum for the next 3 breaths. Creates a therapeutic reverberation through your body. Keep breathing deep. If the humming feels good for you, feel free to keep humming on your exhalations. Otherwise, just continue inhaling, spread out the inhale, hold it in. And then a real slow exhale, about 4 to 5 seconds to exhale. Inhale for 4 to 5 seconds. Hold it in. Let it all go. One more breath together. slowly bring it in. Hold it in and feel your strength, feel your attention. Slowly out the mouth. So it feels so good, doesn't it? Just to stop, even just for that. It's like 10 or 12 conscious breaths. But we all have within us this problem-solving thinking mind that is very convincing to never stop thinking. It convinces us very well that stopping thought, even just for a moment, is a bad idea. But it's what it does, so we can be honest with that, we can appreciate it. There's no need to run from it. The thinking mind, as Ram Dass often said, and many teachers have said it in the past, the mind is a wonderful servant, but it's a lousy master. See, when it's untrained, the mind runs the show like a terrible master. It's not meant for that. It is not meant for that, okay? So through a mindfulness practice, through a meditation practice, we refine the skill of letting the thinking mind be our servant. All right, so with that, we've got a kind of more polished lens of perception, allowing us to do problem solving and planning and just thinking without it being self-sabotaging, overly compulsive. And it can actually be mindful, it can actually be conscious. Yes, it is a bit of a leap of consciousness to create this flip of perception, because yes, in the collective there's a lot of egoic, mad ways of thinking and operating in the world. But it's no excuse. If we're listening to this still, 42 minutes in, you're probably on the path, or at least it's ringing true. If it wasn't, you would have turned it off 30 minutes ago at least, wouldn't be of any interest. But if you're interested in it, just do what we just did then. Stop for 10 or 12 breaths, at least once a day. But if you can, kind of like the equivalent of how people take a smoker break or a coffee break. Yes, in today's day and age, it's maybe not done as well as maybe it once was. I'm sure at one stage before we had phones and stuff, when someone was having a smoke, maybe it was actually quite a mindful moment, like a nice moment. I'm not advocating for smoking, but now probably they're smoking, phone in the other hand, something in front of, it's not a mindful moment, But similar to how people maybe used to take their smoker break, we can take our breath break. Technology down, unless you're listening to this. And we have a moment. And do it again. At the very least, do it before sleep. How can we expect that we're going to drop into deep sleep if we go straight from thinking, doing, problem solving, thinking, doing, blah, 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 phone, driving, to sleep? No, hell no. This has got to be one of the reasons why so many people aren't sleeping well. So I know this feels a little bit like a rant of how fucked we are as a species, and it kind of is, but I hope you can pick up on that it's truly coming from a place of love. Because I see the potential in all of us. I see the potential in myself. I see the potential in everyone. And we can do little things to harness that. You know? To harness that. Little things. Get our feet on the earth. Conscious choice of what we feed our body temple. You know? What we feed our body temple through the ears as well. You know, what we feed our mind. And then it just seems when we've got that momentum of release, recalibrate, renew, there's a clearer channel in which we no longer feel the need to compulsively shop, compulsively eat, all these things that we tend to do when we are not nourished. When our nervous system is thrown out of whack, we comfort eat, and we comfort this, we comfort that, we comfort shop, we look for something to help us feel better. But ultimately it's just another dopamine hit, and it's a vicious cycle. So again, this is why Cultivating Silent Intelligence sold out in just a couple days. People are ready for it. This is why this upcoming retreat, why we are offering it, to really offer support in tapping into what is available within. But similar to digging for water, or you know, it is within. All the joy, all the love, all the beauty is within. But we gotta pay attention to it. We got to dig into it. We can't just take it for granted. You know? Again, the metaphor of like digging for water to create a well. Like there's a metaphor of a man or a woman, but the story originally given is of a man digging for water, and he digs a little bit, doesn't find water, moves over there a little bit, digs a tiny bit, doesn't find water, and keeps digging these little holes and never finds an abundance of water, until a wise old man tells him, dude, I'm paraphrasing, of course. It was a long time ago before when I was originally told this story, but it really rang true for me. It's like, dude, just keep digging down in that one hole and you will find water, but you got to keep digging. You got to dig deep. Sit with that for a bit. Because for many of us, in our distracting times where we've got all the teachings literally at our fingertips, all of Ram Dass's teachings, all of Ken Wilber's, all of them, they're all there, right there. With that abundance of choice, we can get distracted from just the simple and potent ability to dig in deep into this moment, into our own heart, right here, boom. So we got to watch that, don't we? This tendency to get distracted. Yeah? Slow down. Drop in. Connecting with your heart, connecting with the breath. I think that's about it. It's been really nice connecting in with you all again, and even through the mystery of the etheric realm of the internet, as these sounds from my mouth, from my voice box, go through the ether into your earbuds, through your ears into your consciousness. Sending you all so much love, really, over the holiday period. Enjoy the festive times. For many of you, it brings up feelings of loneliness. As undesirable as the feeling of loneliness is, you can work with loneliness spiritually as well. Yeah? And wishing you love and connection and peace. Yeah. All of you. So much love. Until next time.